Hello, this is the Meta Way. Uh, it's a series of map guides about the season's maps. Today we're going to be doing Viaduct, and with me I have Aegis, aka Asus Gamer.
Okay.
So, yeah, let's start. So we're going to start doing the demo rollout. With the demo rollout, you basically just want to get buffed, make sure you jump in case a lot of people are like around there. Put a sticky behind you, actually that's too far. Put a sticky somewhere like that, and then just put yourself toward the shutter. Now if you're a little bit far back, you might want to put it closer. You don't want to get stuck in that thing above that. So you just get buffed here, put a sticky down, then go towards main. This is an option here you can do, putting a sticky down there and being more aggressive and just like landing on the point and putting stickies in main, or some in the right side depending on where they're coming from. But some demos also like to just walk through main here after putting a sticky, after jumping into here, just keep walking in through main instead of jumping. Because if you get too aggressive quickly, like this scout might be able to just kill you quickly with the demo being focused. Your scout should be helping you, but it's probably better to just play it safe, because the early damage you do on the demo of the scout isn't that important in Highlander. Another option you have after coming in through main is just either jumping right or walking through right, but that's a little bit probably too passive. But if you feel like you're getting rushed too quickly or you need to just make sure you stay alive, you can do that too. So for the rest of the team that is not the demo, you want to shoulder weapon every time on every rollout. It's just really important to get to mid quick. So as I said, everyone else should just come out of main in a similar way like demo. Make sure everyone actually goes the same way, so they get buffed and whipped, and that just allows your team to be more aggressive and just take more ground faster if the team doesn't do that too, if the other team doesn't. So no, you go through main. Here you can split up. You might want to have like some people going through main and some other people going through to the right side here. Either one works, depends on what you guys like to do more, or if the demo, was aggressive and already has chapters, just rotate to the right side. If the sniper has been going cliff, for example, on previous mids, it might be better to just start playing from the right. But yeah, you basically just want to make sure you all get together, get buffed, get whipped, and get to mid. So for the mid fight, we're gonna mention like a simple, effective strategy that it should be useful to most teams. You can make up your own strategies after. This is not the only one that can work, but it's the one we found the most success, and it's easy to perform. Basically, what you want to do is you have your like after you get to mid here, you have your soldier buffed. He might want to whip someone to make sure he's fast, and then well, you can probably mention that too, like what you would prefer to do, like what you would attack.
Yeah, basically, when you arrive to mid, there's a couple of options depending on what the other team likes to do. But normally the most common thing is you get a whip, and then with this extra speed and velocity, you can do a relatively high jump from here, hold on, all the way up onto their cliff, and do like a double, and sink 2 rockets basically into their sniper, who should be either here or there. And even if he's not, you can just spam a couple rockets into their combo. But anyways, you want to get onto their cliff so that their combo looks at you, and then while you jump, your team will be going forward.
Your team, meaning everybody, pretty much everyone except maybe the sniper, because it's not with close range, but everyone else, that includes Scout, NG, Pyros, Heavy, Demo, everyone goes forward.
Yeah, so the easiest way to lose a mid-fight is having people aggress randomly at different times. So when someone on your team calls push, every single person should push across the point, except sniper, whatever. Another common strategy, which is pretty similar, is just come here, get a good buff here, and then wait until your demo calls damage onto their combo. Say their combo took 2 stickies, and then you can do a bomb straight into them while your team aggresses. Or if your demo doesn't do any damage, you can be the one bombing in to do the damage. So you'll say, okay, I'm bombing in 3. And then as you say that, your entire team moves forward. You bomb in, sink like 3 rockets into their combo and die normally. And then your entire team just follows up on that damage. And if you do it correctly, it's a pretty easy mid-fight
Yeah.
win.
One thing you want to make sure before you jump though is you want to know where the mini is, because that can mess up your
Yeah.
jump.
Normally, you should try to get your spy to sap the mini or
Your demo can kill it too.
or your
Yeah.
demo, yeah. Like at least get calmed where the mini is, because that will just ruin your day.
Yep, so that's probably the most simple strategy. As I said, you can just try out other ones. One thing you want to make sure to not do though is to just play behind the point and just kind of hang on here and do nothing, because that way you're gonna lose the midfight for sure, because you guys are not focus firing anything or taking ground. So
Yeah.
make sure you actually go forward somewhere. You can do any other strategy, but just make sure you just don't stay behind.
And when something goes behind you, either through connector or just jumps over your head, don't send your entire team back to focus. Just
Yeah,
focus on your strategy and complete the mission.
One really important thing for a demo to do on midfight is not to. If something goes behind, like he should not be the one that's fighting them. Even if he can hit them through with stickers through here, your demo needs to be focused on their combo, because otherwise they
Yeah.
can just walk over you.
So like if it's something important, send an NG or a scout or something. But aside from that, just
Yep.
don't focus too many resources on people behind you.
Is there anything else?
Yeah, just as I said, watching connector here. Normally people send people through here.
Yeah. Putting a mini down somewhere back, it can be a little bit better than a little bit more forward, especially during the beginning of the mid fight. Because if you
Yeah.
just put it right away, it's just gonna die to like one sticky or two rockets. So only just put it a little bit back, and then when your team moves forward, then you can move it forward. As for snipers, one thing I kind of wanted to mention was that I know a lot of snipers like to go Clef or China, but as I just showed earlier, like you can just get bombed really easily, and it's really hard for your team to stop it, even if they're prepared for it, because you just go so fast with the whip. So one thing I would recommend trying out, or telling snipers to try out, is just playing on the ground more, like around here, the house, or even near main. I would say this is the right side is the best though. You can just like hard scope here and shoot anything that's peeking from like this right side or the left if you're hogging the wall like this. It's a little bit more open to spam, but your team can just protect you way more than if you were on cliff. Another important thing that medics should be aware of is which medigun they should be using. I know a lot of lower level teams like to go crits on cut maps, especially in Viaduct, but it's not really as effective as Uber most of the time because it's less versatile. For example, like if you capture the point on mid and you're holding crits, it can be really hard for a demo to kill their medic or get many frags because there's so many props and stuff to hide behind. And in order to go forward, like you have to, in order for your demo to shoot the things behind these props, he has to go forward into low ground, and he can just get destroyed by anything here. And also your medic is really exposed. So the only time I would recommend going crits is when both medics die, and just to take them by surprise, and you get like that 20% advantage for free. Otherwise, I would just say stay on Uber most of the time. If the enemy team is running crits, the best way to counter it is just to focus fire them. Instead of like running everybody but your medic should just, when they crits, they should just like plus forward them and shoot them, either the demo or the medic or both. You can easily out focus fire. I don't know how to say, like do more damage than they can do. But just make sure your medic's kind of far back so he doesn't die, but everybody else should just plus forward, bomb them or whatever. For holding the point, recently in Plat, there's been sort of a change where most teams like to hold behind the point instead of on point like before, because it's just so easily, you can get punished so easily if you play on point by the sniper. Like you don't know where he's coming from, and even if it's not the sniper, like your team is so separated that they can just overwhelm either side. So as I said, most teams in Plat nowadays just hold behind the point here. They have their combo or they have their medics, sorry, either behind this rock here, or hugging the cliff here. This cliff spot is a little bit more passive, I would say, because you can't see directly what's coming in, or you can't react as quickly, and your flank is farther away from the heals as well. So I would say maybe try holding behind the rock first and see if if it's hard for you to see alive, then yeah, just do the cliff hold. But try this first. But as for the rest of the combo, heavy plays near the right side most of the time. Demo can just kind of rotate wherever they are. One thing to make sure of is you play around the sniper. If the sniper goes cliff, your demo should play around on the right side here. Be on the right side, same with your heavy and pyro. If their sniper's main or left, they should play on the near hugging the left here instead. As for the flank, you can probably talk about that.
Yeah, so for flank, soldier, scout, NG, pyro, maybe, you basically want to hold this concrete area. This is concrete and connector. You want to hold this area on lockdown. You want to make sure that they're not able to get up the stairs, or at least if they're coming up the stairs, call it so that your team can adjust accordingly. You can play as soldier and scout over here, rotate back really easily for buffs. And this general concrete area is actually really good to bomb the entire map. You can do a bomb up to Japan from here, which will normally kill their sniper if he's sitting on China. I dropped down. And I believe you can also bomb China from here too. Yeah, you can just bomb up here. A little more direct. You might get hit by a mini, but yeah, you have really good opportunities. And if they're sitting on grass, you can just bomb them over here, even if they're sitting by the health pack. So yeah, this is a really great bombing opportunity place for you, if need be. But obviously, when you're on defense, your respawn timer is like twice as long as their offensive one, so you want to try and not trade.
No, this goes for everybody pretty much, except the spy.
So for the entire team, when you're on defense and defending, trading for kills is really, really bad. Even if it's like a 2-for-1 trade, or you die once and you get 2 kills, it may even be a bad trade for you, because they'll just respawn in half the time, They'll respawn in like 5 seconds and you'll have a 12-second respawn or something. And obviously, they'll win. So unless you're getting a medic force or a medic pick, when you absolutely need to, just don't die. And hold ground, spam corners, etc., etc. There's really no need to die on defense. And I think that's the #1 reason why teams lose points, because they'll bleed their flank or something, and then the other team will just push them out with a number advantage.
Yep.
So be careful for that.
Another really important thing for the flank to do is call where their combos coming from, and if how close they are. Because if your soldier, a scout, or NG, anyone calls that they're behind the rock here, behind the right, or the coming in main, if you have Uber advantage, or even if it's in Ubers, you can aggressively Uber into them, and that forces. And if your flank should call if they think they can force their medic with an Uber, because if you trade Ubers, you basically have control of that, of when you're trading Ubers instead of the other way around. So basically, what the point of that is to make sure that you end on the point with the Uber instead of the other way around. Because in previous seasons, we've had trouble. Well, my team especially has had trouble with those sort of Ubers, because we would just hold back, wait for them to get on point and kite for a few seconds and then Uber back. But it's so hard to push them out of the point at that point, even if you have 2 or 3 seconds longer Uber. So yeah, just try to be aggressive on this point. Force them early. Trade Ubers when they're advantages to you.
Not mentioned as well is that your spy should be coming their player positions, flank positions.
Snipers are important. Call.
Like if their sniper's cliff and you really need him to die, it's really good to play with your soldier to get in a bomb and maybe a spy play at the same time, etc. Or if they're on cliff, your spy calls, okay, I'm behind them, and then you can bomb cliff, and your spy can go in for a stab with a distraction, etc. Little plays like that will win you games.
Yep. One really good sniper position, I would say, they supposedly nerfed this rock position here, but it's still really good. It might even be a buff, I would say, because that allows you to just pick to the left here or main, and being protected from China and cliff. And if you want to pick that, you can just rotate to the right here and look at both places. Look at China, and if you want to look at cliff, you can just drop down here and you're protected from every other sideline too. So just playing as a sniper, playing around with your team can be really, really effective on this map. It just makes it really hard for the spy to kill you, and I would say sniper is probably the best class on the map, more than demo. So just stay on lally, doing damage, looking at the sidelines can be really good. Can buy a lot of time. So for forward holding on this map, it can still be done, but I would say it's less effective in sixes simply because the other team has more plays that they can overwhelm any side they want. But the setup you basically want is your combo holds on the cliff. That includes your paramedic, demo, and heavy. Just flaring around this balcony area and cliff area. Have your demo trap the cliff maybe and spam rollers over there. Can be something you can do, or just other setup. But basically, you just want to have those players around here. It makes it really hard for a soldier to bomb in, for example. Your heavy can just deny him because he has the high ground. And there's only one way the spike can really come from, which is here. So you kind of have your pyro or medic watch that. On the other side, you want your flank, meaning your scout, soldier, NG, and probably sniper, because he has a part of sightline on this side. You want those flank classes to be on the left. Because it is the most exposed, I would say, like it's the easiest side to get killed on, but because those classes are fast, they should be able to get out in time. One thing you really want to make sure you do is if you are 2 classes down, any 2 classes, you want to just get back to the standard hold behind the point. Because if you're down 2 players, as I said earlier, they can just overwhelm you and maybe walk on point and then cut you off from the rest of your team. Oh no, they just have no more advantage. So if you lose 2 players, any 2 players, just back up. If it's like an NG and scout, no, that's enough for the other team to be able to push out and break your hold and capture the point. So 2 players down, just back up.
Okay, basically, when you want to push point, first of all, you want to push your entire team out of similar exits so that you don't get ganged up and killed randomly. And now that you're all together, you want to break their forward holds on you, if any. So you want to kill people on Japan, China, Cliff especially. If grass they're holding there, clear any minis, etc., etc. And then you want to buff up, and if you have Uber, push the point. So one of the things that I like to do as soldier when I'm preparing to push the point to clear it for my team is you can do a small bomb up tier on this shack thingy. And here you can kill people coming through connector. You can clear concrete, which is really important. And you can shoot minis that are normally going to be over there, or spam them out so that you make them back up. And this makes it easier for your team to attack them. Just watch out so you don't get counterbombed.
If you don't have Uber, there's 2 main things that I would say that you can do. One is just sort of slow push and try to force the Uber by either getting cap or getting good damage on the combo class. Or getting cap time. So to do that, you basically just want to make sure your sniper's buffed. Make sure your medic is playing around the sniper sightline, as I said. Like, especially he can play more passive here than usual than on other times. Just play kind of far back. Have your demo go forward. Try to clear one side of the map first. Like, if your flank is pushing through the left, for example, your demo wants to focus, should focus shooting people on the left, just so they have this sort of ground to play around on. And then you might want to either start getting cap time or get aggressive and force them. At that point, your medic, during all this time, your medic should just keep the back of his mind that they're gonna over, so you need to get back. Just play back, make sure you stay alive. And the other strategy sort of you can do is have people suicide. This you should only do this if you have enough time. Like if you already have good time on the point and just need a force, it can be really effective. You just have your medic stay back at spawn with either a scout or an NG. An NG can build over by shooting himself with the Wrangler and like a mini, or with the scout with the Boston Basher. Everybody else who just get buffed, go outside and coordinate a bomb or an attack onto the enemy medic. So that's if you don't have Uber and if you have time. For slow pushing, I'll just kinda forgot to mention a thing is if you're playing for captain, like as I said, your main color should say that whether you should try to get on the point and force the Uber through that, or just focus on a combo class. So yeah, just make sure you're following the plan. If you have Uber advantage, um, what you want to do is just make sure your scout is in the Uber. Your scout and demo should both take the Uber, and they should try to kill their medic. It's pretty important to get a call from where their combo is holding by either your sniper, spy, or scout or soldier. So yeah, just want to play around that side, Uber into them, try to kill their medic with the scout. As I said, that's really important. Something a lot of lower level teams I know don't really do, is have the scout in the Uber. So yeah, just do that, and then play around the point. Make sure after the Uber is over that everyone plays around the point. You don't want to have people overextend, because if they overextend and die, and you kept the point, that's like dying on defense, as we said earlier. You don't want to do that. Your respawn is going to be really long. If it's even Ubers, what you want to do is, I would say the best option is to slow push as if you didn't have Uber, or like in a similar way. Just have your medics play kind of passive to make sure he doesn't get forced, and just try to sort of pull them out. Focus fire on one side again, and then Uber if you have to. If their team is just like constantly holding you back and there's no opening, it's fine to just Uber early and Uber your demo, force them out, and then once the Uber is over, you wanna call for everyone to get in. During the meantime, like before the Uber and during the Uber, your flank should play kinda passive. Playing on the Earther can be pretty good because it's hard to shoot people there if they're playing on the point. So you just have your flank play passive, and then once the Uber is over, that's when you want to have everybody go in and focus fire someone. So now I'm just going to go over some common and uncommon sniper sightlines. There are, I think, 3 main ones that you'll be seeing most of the time, and that will be China. You can look at the right side of the house and the point. If you go a little bit forward, you can also look at left and a little bit towards main. The other common one is on cliff here. You can look at the left side, the point, and a little bit towards main as well. And the other common one is near the house here, just on the ground. You can look everybody that's going up on the cliff, up until like here. It's a really good sideline, I would say, probably the best one. You can play on the deck here or just to the side. Can also play like this covers a lot of your body. So like if the sniper China, for example, you can counter snipe from here. It can be really good. Another one is near main. If the sniper's on cliff, you can get protected by your entire combo. Your medic can easily buff you if you're playing around here, and you can counter snipe from there. Similar here, you can also look at China, pretty obvious one. I'll just mention the one I mentioned earlier when holding the point on this little fence. You can look at the left, main, China. If you play like around here and crouch, you can get protected by the rock towards the other sidelines. If you move to the right of the fence, you can look at China, right side. Yeah, it's probably, when you're holding the point, this is probably the most effective sniper plays you can be, because you can get buffed. That's really good. When you're holding the point as well, and if you kill all over the team, you can be a little more aggressive and sort of stand on these crates and look towards cliff. A lot of teams like to just default on going cliff after they respawn. So it's because it's generally safer. Their medic, you might want to one of their medic crosses and then body shot him or whatever. From this angle, you can also look at main a little bit towards here. Can be a really hard sideline to find. Another more uncommon ones is playing on the left. Not a lot of snipers do this because it's really open to span. But you can counter snipe cliff from here too, and a little bit towards China. You can also shoot anyone behind the point, which is a really important thing. So if they're just holding passively behind the point, you can do this. And then you can also look to the left right there. So now for the more uncommon ones, I would say is from here. If they're holding near the stop sign, you can go left and just shoot from here. If an NG puts a tele over there, you can also snipe from above those wooden or metal panels. Actually, let me just go there. You can also just do this manually yourself on this jump. Like this. You can, like, you're above main here and you can look at their main. You can look at anything behind, anything on point. You can look at China. You can look at Cliff. So this is a more uncommon one. You can do it, and you can also tell her if you want. You can ask him to do that, but it's a little bit time-consuming. But you know, can be a really unexpected sideline. Another one that's not used as much either is on this windows. I don't think I've ever really seen a sniper do this much. I think Omega is the only one who's done it. Basically, just sit on this windows here, and you can look towards the point. You know, most people do expect the sniper to be cliff or main or something similar. If you're playing here, you know, might get like a few free shots. So I'll just go over some spy decloak spots and hiding places now. You can hide on all of these 3 chokes near spawn. You can do a jump here and hide on this little pipe. You know, no one, when people walk in, they don't really look up right, so you can even be on this guys if you want to, but that's a little bit risky. You can just strafe around this, and yeah, and stab anyone coming in. Another sort of uncommon one too is just hiding in this corner. Most people, when they walk in, they don't really look towards the corner like this. Like they don't really walk like this, you know. They will look more towards the point and cliff and up top. So you can just hide in this corner too. Although that's a little bit risky, as I said. You can hide on any of these little corners here. Although pirates usually spot check this. On main, you can hide on this little panel or wooden planks, I guess. Yeah, planks. Which are that this thing is actual clips, so you can't walk through it. So you have to be a little more on the left here. Or you can jump over it, I guess, too. You can hide on this little lip behind the wooden crates too. Although this spot is not as useful because not that many people play around the left. And here you can get up on this panel, or whatever this is. Out of spawn too, actually. Most people will just walk out to spawn through this main door, so you can hide behind this thing.
Repeat that.
I might have lagged in Mumble, but just okay. I think I haven't dropped any frames yet, man. So out of spawn, most people will also just walk through the main door here. So as a spy, you can hide around here, and they might still see you, but it's something you can try if you know you wanna be cheeky. Another thing you can do is just hide behind this other opening, and you can see anyone coming out of spawn, and then try to go for them if they have a slower class, like heavier demo of soldier. A lot of spies like to just flare on the house as well, like Decloak here, and then drop stab through the China, or go main, or just out of the house like this. You know, that's one of the most common ones, I would say. A really good spy hiding spot too is around this other metal panel. Oh my god, I fell off. So watch out, don't fall off like me. You know, just hiding around here, if they're on cliff, and they're pushing forward, you know. As I said earlier, a lot of medics and teams like to push through cliff here and then drop down, and Uber once they get around this here, at this spot here. So that can be a really good spot. Just come out of here and stab them. Some of the common decloak spots is this corner and the corner near main. So they're really common ones. You can also do that jump I showed for sniper earlier and decloak up here. A really good thing that you can do as spy in mid actually, or just whenever you're pushing the point, or just playing on the point in general, is decloaking sort of aggressively behind this panel, or behind the rock like this. Like people will just walk forward towards the point. They won't, unless you're called, they won't really be looking towards this area much. So you can decloak there. You can also decloak like aggressively here, you know, decloak like that, and try to go for the stab during mid. It can be really effective, especially because comms will be very cluttered. So no, as a spy, you should try to coordinate your stabs according to what the other team is doing. So now, if you know they will push in, their comms will most likely be sort of chaotic, and people will be yelling, "Let's push" or whatever. So that's one of the best times that you can go for a pick, or whenever your team is pressuring as well. You should let your team know that you're behind the medic or whatever, so they can pressure it for you too. So just try to coordinate stuff like that. Try to solo the bomb, etc. And you can use those spots as well. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. And fuck pals.
Fuck pals.